Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joyce Muhid, and I'm a current student at Southern New Hampshire University. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I'll be talking about more about the project that I've been working on. It's called Psychology at Work. So through this project, I just learned so many things. I learned about managing stress and being happy. So through this video, I'm going to talk about the factors to happiness, secret to happiness. What can people do to get happy? So I have two videos that I'm going to talk about and compare. So one is for Brandon, another one is a professor at the California University called St. John. So starting with the Brandon thinks that happiness is not something hard to attain. You think that happiness is just something you just set your mind to. Setting your goals and working hard and focusing on what you do is something that can lead to happiness. It does not think how people say that happiness is something very big. He talks about how it's been studied, the historical philosophy, the psychological thing. You think that happiness is all about being attained, being present. It can be through the past, the future, and then the present. So for him, he thinks that the past is the past. There's nothing can change to the past. And then for the current situation, you just have to be true to yourself. You just have to find something that makes you happy. You just have to do the thing that can make you happy for you to prepare the future. And for the future, you have to be true to yourself. You have to be optimistic. Think big. You just think that waking up, I'm going to do my projects, I'm going to be better tomorrow. Yes, of course the future includes struggles and troubles, but when you keep behind yourself and thinking that tomorrow is not going to be better, then there is no happiness, because he thinks that being happy is something that you plan and work on. So with the future, you just have to be optimistic and think big. Say that I'm going to do something tomorrow, I will be great, I'm going to work, I'm going to finish my project. All that includes the happiness that you want. And moreover, you can be happy when you take 8 hours, you take a nap, and then you eat greens. For him, he thinks that doing all that makes you be happy. Whereas for Sandra, it's different. For her, she's a professor at the California University. She thinks that being happy is through helping others. For him, he thinks that happiness is something that people attain from helping others. He had an experiment. He had students, and then he experienced, and then he sent them for an action. He gave them 5 actions, and then there were 3 groups, 3 categorized groups. So one group did all 5 actions at one day. So those actions were helping people, visiting grandmothers at the hospital, saying thank you to the professors, such actions that makes people happy. And then another group just split the actions in different days. They said maybe today we are going to do one action, visit the sick, and then the other day we are going to maybe go check to grandmother. Another day we are going to say thank you to the professor. And then another third group, what they did was only they were lazy, they didn't do anything. So his results were, she found that those people who worked 5 actions in one day had 0.4% of happiness, while others were still low. Which means that from his experiment, she thinks that happiness is all about helping others and achieving the common goals, helping others, because it's so common. Like when you help someone's going to say thank you, just going to pinch yourself and then say, wow, this is really great, I did something good today. What can I do tomorrow to continue receiving these appreciations? So I think for Sandra, believes that being happy is something you get from others. When people say thank you for doing this for me, through sharing and helping others, it's all about you gaining happiness. So comparing these 2 videos, from Brandon thinks that happiness is something obtained from the common sense, common goals, being optimistic, being focused on your job, saying true things to yourself and being positive. While Sonja thinks that happiness is all about helping one another from one side to another. And it's true because these two people have different views about happiness, and I do agree with both of them. But mostly, I agree with Sonja because Sonja had an experiment. He had something to work on. He had data. He thinks that 0.4 of the people who had 5 actions in one day are the people that gained happiness than those two categories that did different things. And I agree with Sonja again because it's something that is visible and we can see it, that there are some data. He has some facts to talk about happiness, whereas Brendan just is talking without no facts. He's like, happiness is all about being focused, being optimistic, being reliable, and doing so different things that makes you happy. Yes, I agree with him, but I think it would be better if you had facts about what he's saying. So I think happiness, however much is something to work on and think, however much people think happiness is not something to gain, because people say happiness is very expensive. But seriously, if you want to find happiness, I really agree with Sonja. Find something that makes you happy. Help others. Work hard. You can go anywhere. Like there is an example because I myself, I personally experienced such a thing because one day I passed to a beggar and then he was like, "Can you give me like a coin?" And then I was, "Why is he asking a coin?" And then people were passing around. No one cared because maybe every day they give. But from the little thing I gave, I just gave that person some money. And then when he said, "Thank you, God bless you," I was like, wow, this is really sweet. I felt happy inside because giving and helping others is the key to happiness. I really agree with Sandra because it's something practical. It's not something you talk about because you might say tomorrow it might be better. And then you feel happiness and then tomorrow someone dies in your family or something happens. So in short, for the two videos, I agree with most of them, but I agree more with Sondra. Thank you so much. Kan, dan dia